And if we ask the stars what they mean, what would they say back to us? Welcome! You want to go on a card journey today? Give me some of your time, and I'll give you some of your story. Well, let's see what the cards say. Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to Coin Play Tarot. My name is Coin. I'm going to be your tarot card reader for today. As a set of quick announcements, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification button. That way, when uploads are made, you can see what the stars are trying to say to you. Also, if interested, individual reads are back up and open, either message or anyone me directly. Link is on main. It will set it up, okay? So, Kat, what do we got in this read today? This is going to be your one-to-one for a time of recording, month of June. And I think I'm liking having the one-on-ones be the first, set of published reads per month. So we're going to stick in this cycle. One-to-one is a salary reading that I do with person A over here, person B over here, and all the intricate dynamics happening between. So two major caveats when we talk about one-to-ones. The first, they have a tendency to get called love readings a lot, and I don't like that name, mainly because they're not always lovely. Right, we can talk about some really tough stuff happening between two parties at this table, and I'm not going to shy away from it, but I will approach it in the most loving way possible. But I can't just guarantee that everything's going to be rainbows and sunshine. That's the first. The second, it ain't always going to be about love. I promise. It could be about a family member, friend, coworker, neighbor, somebody you just met. Who knows? Just what's going on between this person and that person. What is their ongoing dynamic? So, as a preamble to the recap, take what resonates, if it doesn't, but don't always be so willing to reverse. At times, if it gets difficult, understand that I, as your tarot card reader, I really don't have any intentions or time for that. Quite literally, I got 12 signs and none of the interest in maintaining any falsehoods there. Instead, we're going to lay all our cards out on the table, and good or bad, come rain or sunshine, we'll talk about it. Because at the end of the day, tarot is a conversation, just an energetic one. Yeah. So follow me in your one-to-one read today, Cap. And yeah, let's see what the cards say. You're going to be over here, and your person's going to be over here. So those cards you need to see, please, for Capricorn in this read. What are the cards you need us to see for Capricorn in their one-to-one read today? You over here, the Emperor. Card of Aries, you have made a definitive choice. Okay, good. Why are we standing on business? On their end, Page of Wands, optimism. Okay. So their fire may not be nearly the amount that you're carrying right now. But they want to believe in the vision. So you're making a choice, and whoever that party is over there is a base level of support, but I think there's also, a lot of things that need to move out of the way to get a clearer view, right? This person wants to support you. That's very much evident and clear. However, what is preventing them from doing that? I think that's the more interesting part. So now that we have two parties on the board, you being over here, Cap, we're going to look at fronts and backs. Fronts and backs being backs, what's left in the unsaid, left to the wayside, what's held behind, and fronts, what's being directly communicated or told towards, right? Show us the cards we need to see, please. Fronts and backs in Capricorn's one-to-one today. What are the cards we need to see, please, for Capricorn's one-to-one today? Okay. So, starting with you, the World. Okay, definitively, no matter how we slice the dice or roll it, the one card above all, a cycle has completely reached its closing, and therefore a new journey awaits. What's being directly communicated? Okay, 4 Wands. Well, somebody wants somebody else. I wonder how long it's been since you felt something like this, Cap. On their end, 4 of Cups. Okay. Why are they coming to that? And the behind... Okay. So that makes sense. 9 of Swords is left in the unsaid. I don't think it's necessarily just pure animosity geared towards you, Capricorn. You have made the decision. You want this person to be a much more deeper life partner to you. Very clear and very concise. I want you to be my person in no shorter terms. On their end, Cap, a lot of fears and anxieties of the current moment. I don't know what other extraneous factors are happening in their life. It doesn't make them not want you any less. It makes them hesitant about being able to provide for anybody. Like, what can I give if I feel I can't even give to myself? It could be job precarity. It could be health-related issues. But there is something on their end where, no, they definitely appreciate the feelings and would like to experience that. But there is this overarching feeling of, there's just so much on my plate right now. I feel it would never be even of what you're trying to offer me. I'm picking up what you're putting down, but I don't think I can meet you halfway. And that's what hurts me the most. Okay. So the Page of Wands, their initial, headspace position, they do want to believe in this vision that you're trying to propose to them. But on their end, they feel there's so much going on right now that they can't properly give to you in the ways they feel that you deserve. Just being totally honest. Okay. So fair enough. We like honesty here. Reveal individual positions. Show the cards we need to see, please. Okay. So I'm willing to work on it. That is starting over with you, Cap. And here, I got a feeling that you guys are already friends, and maybe a little bit something deeper. So the base level dynamic, that was already there. Here, now we examine if we are to get into a relationship, if we are to pursue something deeper and more meaningful, then what are the mechanics of what that looks like? That's what you're trying to, hash out on your end. So what's going on for Cap's person? Show us cards we need to see, please. Capricorn in this reading. Page of Cups. Oh, the anxiety is overwhelming here. I don't say that because the Page of Cups is a bad thing. In fact, I think it's one of the most nicest cards in the deck, Capricorn. The pages are essentially, the way that I refer to them is the kids of tarot. They have the base level emotion in its rawest and purest form. Water being emotionality, and since you pulled the Page of Wands, fire being the energetic aspect of the spirit. To have both there means, again, the gratitude, the appreciation is very much there, but right now they can't even realistically conceptualize how to meet you halfway with everything that you're saying you're willing to do just to make it work. Right? There's this level of, this is inherently an unfair dynamic where you're going to be carrying the weight for both of us, that right now I feel that I need to figure that stuff out on my own. And that's not that they're trying to run away from you, but rather they're trying to give meaningfully, even if they don't have a lot. Underneath it all, Seven of Wands, right? The notion of guarded and defensiveness here for your person, Capricorn, very much obvious. It's not that they don't want you in the slightest. That's not even what I'm interpreting here. It's rather the fact of, this is so nice, and I'm glad that you feel the same, or you do feel this way for me, but I don't feel I have anything to contribute right now. Could be I don't have a job, or I might be losing my job, or I'm going through all these health issues right now. I don't know how I can contribute to what you need and what I think that you deserve. And that is a level of pure honesty that takes a level of vulnerability to share. Right? So please don't immediately take offense to anything that I'm saying, Cap, let alone your person. That's just where it stands right now. They're deathly terrified about their circumstance as is, and they want to explore whatever you're trying to propose to them. However, there's just so many things in the way that they don't think that they could contribute in the way that's necessary for it to be successful. now that we have two people on the board, person A and person B looking at each other, show what is shared down the middle between the two parties. What are the cards we need to see, please, for Capricorn? And it's 1 to 1 down the middle. What's shared between is this. The Empress. I want to put you before anybody else. Again, we're asking the same question, but from different angles. You're saying, oh, okay, so for some of you, it's just flat out marriage as an idea. But if nothing else, let's be in a more committed relationship on their end. I value you as that significant other, that one person for me. And yet I just feel right now it's out of grasp. So that Empress plays two roles. The first is, finding a matching counterpart. And it's interesting because you pulled the Emperor as your opening statement. But the second one is the Empress is the most productive card in the tarot deck. That girl knows how to work, right? You give her love, she gives you a kingdom in return. On their end, loving you or caring for you in the ways that is necessary for you to feel safe and be happy also entails that I have to be better than where it stands right now. Fair enough. The Magician. Yeah, both of you are still gearing on this path and edging towards it. Page of Cups. Base level happiness for what we got and who we are. 7 of Wands, still that level of defensiveness. Pop me up again. Because 10 of Wands, the burden of where we truly stand right now. Underneath it all, 2 of Wands, what is our intentionality here? Because if we're going to move forward, then we're going to move forward all the way. If we're not going to move forward, then we might just stop all the way. I know you don't want that, Cap, but this person is trying to create healthy boundaries, believe it or not. And it's not about trying to push them more than they can handle right now or trying to say, no, it'll work, because I think that person also fears you're going to resent them if it takes the time for them to get stable again, right? It's just right now, it's becoming more and more precarious, whatever their situation is, that's impacting your collective dynamic together. So what is the intent here? Are we trying to mold them into the role of our partner? Or are we respecting right now that our partner is not okay for X number of reasons and they might want to put a pause on certain things so that they can do it right? Okay. Last, as you move towards resolution, first to find the major arcana string across the table for Capricorn to read, we'll first look at the Emperor, the card of Aries. Why? What of the Emperor? Here and now. The choices that we make. Why are we unwavering? Show us the cards we need to see, please. Four of Pentacles. Okay, you want to invest in this for the long haul. Got it. To the World. Queen of Wands. This is such pure and beautiful energy that you're giving off right now, Cap. You want this person, you want to love this person, and you want to, swan dive, whatever it takes, headfirst into, the next steps, because you see them as a person that you do want to go on that journey with. To the Empress. 9 of Wands. The efforts that we put in will determine what we get out. Not just are we good, romantic partners together, but rather, can we make the situation change, or is it just stuck in gloom? The next, to the Magician. 6 of Wands. Yeah, a long time building up to this. Eventually, we were going to recognize. But I think the added caveat with that 6 of Wands underneath the Magician, Cap, is that I think that it's so overwhelming where the current circumstances that they're also not able to see the good in many things right now, right? So giving them that gentle push or acknowledgement of look at what you've done could be a very positive influence upon them. And in resolution, first, Five of Wands, we're not going to stray away from conflict. We're going to engage in it directly. Is it that you don't want to experience this with me? Or is it that the problems are genuinely preventing us from building what we need to together? Because one is definitely more workable than the other. One is using the problems as an excuse. The other is I'm trying to respect you in the best ways possible by stating out all the obstacles I have to hurdle over right now. Next, Knight of Wands, the freedom and action of the spirit. We can call it quits, or we can pick it up and try again. All depends on what you want to do. Underneath it all, Devil, you, card of Capricorn. Here, I think it's more of a dual meaning because the Devil is the most honest card in the tarot deck, in my opinion. It's just honest about the things we don't like about ourselves. That's you, Cap. What are we intending to do here? Why are we guarded from the actions we could be taking? And the next is, are we going to give into our worst fears, right? Is this person just going to say, I need to tap out, no matter how good this is for me, for us, whatever. I just can't handle that right now. Or on your end, are we just going to, bum rush this idea of a relationship without ever considering our partner's worries and fears that may potentially lead to conflict and overstepping later on? These are things that are happening here and now. So, quick recap. I think I kind of just stated it, but you are very much proposing the idea of a relationship or a deeper intimate partner bond with an intimate partner, and they're terrified not of you or the prospect, but rather the current circumstances preventing anything from functioning at all. And yeah, right now that's just what we're sitting with. So the question is, are we truly listening to each other, or are we listening to our own ideas and trying to make that person mold into them? That's all I've seen you read today, Cap. I hope this conversation helped. And yeah, sometimes it is tough. I do want you to be patient, but also understand it is their choice at the end of the day what they want to do with it. These cards don't mean a damn thing if we can't move them off the table, right? So we got to enact our real life experiences. And on their end, they got to decide what will the current dynamic, what will it make them do? I hope they choose exactly what would be beneficial for the vision that you have in mind. I'll see you around, okay? Take care.